And this is 10/ish worst ways to die.
Let's
Top
get
10
into
worst
it.
ways to unalive, to
Oh,
be
yeah.
expired, to be removed from the shelf.
To no longer be here on Earth.
Join us on the dark side.
Oh, this is the best day of my whole life. Mine aren't in any particular order, but I don't know if drowning or burning would be worse, but they are both pretty high on my list.
That was on my list 1000%. Oh my God. Big, big, big actual fear. You know, my other big actual fear is getting eaten alive by a bunch of ants or a bunch
Ooh.
of insert whatever type of animal or bug or insect you want.
Being overstung by bees.
Oh,
Here's one for the books. Floating untethered in space, knowing that you're eventually going to run out of oxygen.
Kalia, you get launched into space and get stuck out there all alone until you die. That is terrifying. Oh my, can you imagine the feeling?
I have a real fear of not being able to breathe or knowing that the impending doom is coming and you can watch its approach, which leads me to anything involving being stuck, smushed under a car, stuck in a crawl space.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I should not have been allowed to watch the movie Mummy as a kid, but now I have a fear of hundreds of beetles crawling under my skin and eating me from the inside out.
These next two I think I heard from, I don't know, everyday folklore, but another terrible way to no longer be present is this phenomenon that apparently happened in Wisconsin, where probably other states with lakes, but they would find people who had drowned with their fly open because men were on the boat drinking and then would stand up to go pee and be drunk and then fall over.
Well, that is awful. That's awful. Goodness gracious. Okay, what about this? What if you get abducted by aliens and they like dismember you or something weird like that? You just don't come back, or they like
and no
swap
one knows where you went.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I have another one that I heard, and this may have been made up, but I remember when we were kids that somebody said that a dude one time was drowned in a giant pile of elephant poop because he was trying to fix the pachyderm's constipation problem because he was impacted. So he was trying to do, an enema, and then it all came out at once and smothered him.
Is that true? Oh my God.
But it would be a pretty terrible way to go.
Can you imagine? Okay.
No.
What if I can't imagine getting lost in the woods and just like dying in the woods because I'm going to feel like something's hunting me, or you're going to die in a horrible way no matter what you encounter out there, even if it's just from dehydration. That would be awful to be lost.
Okay. I don't like it.
Sorry.
I quit. I was getting too morbid, so I had to switch to another functionality of looking for ideas on the Darwin Awards. I'll link their website. It's such a weird place, but they basically list these people that have passed in a manner that should indicate that evolution still exists. So here's one. A man was found in his home among about 124 various species of venomous snakes. They were apparently all of his pets, and allegedly one of them did not like being in confinement, and the post-mortem autopsy revealed that he definitely died from the venom of a snake bite.
Wow, that's ironic.
Why do you have to have venomous snakes in your home?
No. Okay. You shouldn't. What if we were in a different time and we got picked for the Hunger Games? That would be pretty bad for me.
I think I would just remove myself. A man in Florida, had to have a Florida man. A man in Florida went out boating on a lake without a life jacket. He was rescued when his small vessel began to take on water. But the reason he won the Darwin Awards is that he then went back that same week to rescue his small vessel that had sunk, again without a life jacket, and this time was not rescued. So the moral of the story is, bring your life jacket.
What was he going to do? Pull up the boat, like, with his hands? I don't know. That's weird. Not a Darwin Award, but I would not like to encounter zombies. Because then are you really unalived, or are you just in purgatory and you're like this weird thing?
Yeah, no, I'm not there either. I don't like the idea of lingering in the unknown. All right, next on the Darwin Awards, we have the man who decided to raw dog climb Mount Fuji for the live. So apparently this guy just goes out on an afternoon in his normal clothes, as if he were just taking a little stroll about the world with his live stream to climb Mount Fuji, which is one of the tallest mountains in that region. And he's just climbing and climbing. He gets colder and colder. He's shaking his hand. He's complaining about his hands being cold. He's still on the live stream. Anyway, he ends up making it quite actually, what's the right word? A commendable distance, except that he falls and eventually has to drop his phone because he can no longer hold on to it. He was obviously found frozen, and apparently the video is still on YouTube. I will not be playing it.
Speaking of which, the last one on my list is freezing to the end. That is the way to be gone. I don't like that.
Me either. Last but not least of the Darwin Awards, really capturing some of the most embarrassing ways to expire, would be the man who tried to capture a 12-foot python that he found on the side of the road. He saw it, this may have been in a foreign country, but he was riding his motorcycle, he saw it, he thought, oh, I could take this home and I could make a lot of money off of this. And he starts to I guess he kind of grabs it by the head and he thinks he's going to drag it home that way. Well, anyway, the thing whips itself around because it's a 12-foot long python and the man is smushed.
Bro.
The python did what pythons do and he was constricted.
I don't like. Why are people... Why?
I don't know, but if you need a morbid laugh for the day, check out the Darwin Awards. And the moral of the story is, don't shove yourself into a crawl space. Make sure that you bring a life jacket. Have a fire extinguisher in your house. Dress appropriately for the weather. Please don't do it for the gram. And don't have venomous snakes as pets.
Stay smart, kids.
Arrive alive. Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Now, if I do something that causes my own end that's embarrassing, I don't want anybody to know about it.